So I'm Randy, I'm an alcoholic. Welcome everybody to Saturday morning right here, right now. I think we finished 60 to 63, right? We're going to start the 12 and 12. We're going to start the first step in the 12 and 12. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the first step because that's where we're going. And so we've read surrender versus compliance. We've read ego factors in the therapeutic process. We've read 60 to 63 and laid a foundation for what is alcoholism. So there are no steps for treating alcohol except for the first half of the first step. That's where it says that I am powered. I admit I'm powerless over alcohol. That's it. The principle in that is that I can never, ever drink alcohol successfully ever again today. But I can never, ever drink successfully again. Now, that is a problem for a person like me because alcohol was my solution to everything my whole life. Alcohol was what I did when I felt bad, when I felt good, when I felt dumb, when I felt smart, when I felt scared, when I felt courageous. Alcohol was the medicine that I took to feel fantastic whenever I needed to feel different than I felt. And it worked perfectly for a long time. I had a lot of fun drinking alcohol. When I hear somebody say my worst day sober is better than my best day drunk, I say, you need to do some more drinking. Because you missed the boat somewhere. I had a lot of fun drinking. I mean, it was fantastic when it was fantastic. And unfortunately, it wasn't fantastic anymore. At the end, my worst day sober is better than my last day drinking, that's for sure. And so that I could co-sign, but that other thing, forget about it. That's ridiculous. That's just so far up from the mark. I think as a newcomer that would be baffling, right? What the hell are these people? These people are retarded. Sorry, that's probably not politically correct, but it's just the way my mind works. Oh, geez. So first half of the first step, I am powerless over alcohol or gambling or sex or eating or shopping or driving like a maniac. I'm powerless over the need for constant excitement and fun. And I'm powerless over the need to constantly be happy. And what I'm really powerless over is accepting this moment exactly the way it is right now. That's what I'm powerless over. I can't accept anything the way it is. My mind, because of alcoholism, I have an unsatisfiable, fault-finding, opinionated mind. That's the disease that's running my life in the moment I'm in all of the time when it's not treated. And so that mind keeps me powerless over enjoying this moment right now, over being relaxed, over having any kind of surrender. And I am powerless to surrender. I was talking with someone this morning. All I have to do is turn this over and I'll be okay. Yeah, but you can't. That statement, just turn it over, is another one of those crazy things. And oh yeah, just turn it over. We say it like, yeah, just go to 7-Eleven, get a Coke. I can do that. But I can't turn anything over. I cannot do it. The harder I try to turn something over, the worse I get. The more miserable I get. The more I hate myself for not being able to turn it over. And so because what's the matter with me is that I lack the power to accept this moment as being exactly the way it's supposed to be right now. So I'm trying to turn it over. I'm not trying to turn it over to God this moment. I'm trying to turn it over, meaning turn this situation over into the situation I want it to be. That's what I'm trying to turn over. I'm trying to turn over this relationship to be the way I want it. I'm trying to turn over this my weight to be the way I want it to be. I'm trying to turn over everything. Turning it over, meaning changing it, not accepting it. And if I don't know that, And I think I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous to not drink, which I am. I can never ever drink alcohol successfully again. And Alcoholics Anonymous is not a way of life to stop drinking. It's a way of life where drinking isn't necessary. So I'm not going to learn how to not drink here. If you don't want to drink today, you don't take a drink one day at a time. That's it, period. That's the drinking part. That's all the education you need to know about not drinking. The problem is that you have a mind that's going to kill you if you don't take a drink. If you don't drink and you have alcoholism, it's going to drive your car into your garage at 200 miles an hour. It's going to tell you to go in the room and get your shiny little gun out and blow your brains out. And it's going to tell you that, and people do it all the time. And they kill themselves because their alcoholism told them to kill themselves. And they said, oh, I guess there's no other way. There's no other way to kill this pain. I can't drink, so I'll just kill myself. So drinking isn't the problem, it's the solution. And when the solution is gone, now I have a problem. My problem is being able to accept this moment exactly the way it is right now. And it's always this moment. So the first line in the 12 and 12 says, who cares to admit complete defeat? And as a rational human man, I can drive my car, I have a relationship, I have a house, I have a job, I have a dog, and I can sort of take care of those things. I can do those things. So it's hard for me to say that I admit complete defeat because I can do those things. But what I'm a complete defeat at is being okay on the inside in my mind while I'm doing those things. That's the complete defeat part that I have to know. I'm not a complete defeat at driving my car. I can drive my car. But I'm a complete defeat at not wanting to kill people while I'm driving my car. When they don't make the left turn on the yellow light, or when they leave a gap between them and the car in front of them. That just tighten it up. Someone might get in there in front of us. Tighten it up. So that's why I can't live drunk or sober and be okay. That's why I'm a complete defeat. Because things don't go the way I think they should, and I want to change them, and my need to change, I'm obsessed with changing them. And when that guy moves over, I go right up to the next car and I start on the next car. And when that car moves over, I go right up to the next car and I start on the next car. Never. I mean, there's a moment of peace. They're out of my lane. And then I'm right on the next guy and it starts all over again because there's something wrong with me. I cannot stand the way things are. Anything. I have to, but I have to know what's wrong with me. I have to know that I have this mental illness, that I have a disease that centers in my mind, that tells me everything is wrong. Not everything at once, but it definitely always has one thing. There's always one thing. More money, different wife, different car, different house, different something. And if only that was okay, then I could be at peace. But as soon as that moves out of the way, I run right up to the next problem and start harping on that. Mm-hmm. That's a way of life. That's why I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous. That's why I'm here today, because I still have the same mind. If I'm not reminded, like what it says in the second step, the last sentence of the second step, which we read in this meeting every day, every meeting. True humility, the knowledge that I'm not God, and an open mind, which is a mind free of old ideas, no preconceived ideas, can lead me to faith. Because if I could have an open mind, I might be able to see something that I never saw before. Then I could have a little faith. And every AA meeting, this one right now, is an assurance that God will restore me to sanity if I rightly relate myself to God. So rightly relating myself to God for me is like, oh yeah, I don't need to change. I don't need to change my boss. I don't need to change my leads. I don't need to change my sales numbers. I just need to be okay right now and know that the universe has my back. Now, there might be stuff for me to do. I might need to learn how to close better to help my leads be better leads. There's stuff for me to do in my life to use my brain, but not to change anything outside. It's to change my insides. That's what needs to change. I need to change to accept things the way they are, not things. Things don't need to change so I can accept them because I can't. I lack the power to change. I lack the power to accept my life exactly the way it is right now. I lack the power to be at peace. But God will if I rightly relate myself to Him, which is God. Could you help me? I can't accept this moment the way it is. Could you show me what I need to see? Rather than change it, right? All my prayers were always change it. Change this. God, please change this so I could be okay. How about change me so I could be okay? Right now. Change me right now, not later. I don't need to be okay later. I need to be okay right now. And what's being offered is peace and sanity right here, right now, in this moment. And I'm talking about in this room right now. And actually, I can feel it right now. The room is sane right now. Everybody's here. Everybody's present in this room right now. You can feel it. There's a presence. It's not like a man. There's not a man in this room, but there's a presence in this room, and it's right here, right now. And it's very calming, and it's very peaceful. And it's a power greater than ourselves that's here with us right now, always. But when the door opens and we all go out, there's a lot of distractions from that presence, from this presence. And I'm always trying to get there. Wherever there is no there. Here, this is here. Here is where I need to be. I've always been trying to get there. I'm going to get happy when I get there. No, it's here. The whole program, the whole life, the whole everything I need is right here in this moment. Everything I need to be at peace right now is right here. It's too simple, right? Let's complicate it. We'll read a paragraph and talk about it. Let's figure it all out. All right. So we're now going to read a paragraph. And look, it takes us 4.5 years to go through both books. Part of that is because we get off track a lot. If we could stick to what's in the paragraph that we're reading and your experience with that paragraph, or ask a question on that paragraph, we might be able to get through in 2.5 years. Not that we're going anywhere, because there's nothing to get through and there's nowhere to go, so you can share about whatever you want. But the meeting is designed to be, what is your experience with the principles in this paragraph that we're reading? And if you have questions, to ask questions about the paragraph that we're reading. So we're in the 12 and 12. I recommend that you read the first step out of the big book, which is from the doctor's opinion up through we agnostics. Yeah. So you should read that on your own outside of this group. And we're gonna start in the 12 and 12 because it's a little more condensed and makes more sense as a step. Otherwise, it would be 6.5 years. Okay.